It would not be an unboxing without me making very weird noises. Remember when I tried 3D printing a while back and made these adorable mushrooms to put on a bog witch hat? Well, the company reached out again and asked if I would like to try their new UV printer, and I was like, what on earth is UV printing? But also, sure, I like trying things, so let's do it. This is eufyMake's UV printer E1, my first personal UV printer. Actually, this is a box. The printer's inside. Let's open it. Where are my scissors? Oh, I lied. This one isn't even the printer. It's the other box. This is tons of stuff to print on. Dang, they give good gifts. Thank you, eufyMake. Okay, here's the printer. So like I said, I didn't really know anything about this whole area, but while waiting for the printer to arrive, I watched some videos, did some research. Ooh. And apparently UV printing has always been very expensive, and the printers are really big, and the software is really complex. So basically the whole shebang was reserved for industrial use. You know, we don't do it, the pros do it. We have a quick start guide. I so appreciate this. And if you, like me, are wondering what's different or specific about UV printing, it's that it can print on pretty much anything. Like not only a wide variety of material types, metal, glass, acrylic, wood, ceramic, basically anything but fabric, but also a variety of items, even round ones. We're talking magnets, coasters, phone cases, tumblers and mugs, you name it. Basically, it's using ultraviolet light to cure the ink, hence the name. Oh, this is the laminating machine. Ooh! It can even print 3D texture, like not print onto 3D texture. It actually builds that texture up itself, which quite honestly, my brain is not currently wrapping around that concept. I think I'm gonna need to see it in action to fully get how that works, which is exactly what we're gonna do because eufyMake claims that the E1 is the first printer of its kind to take UV printing out of that industrial-only world and make it accessible for small businesses and makers in their own home. Now up front, I do want to say that this is still not a cheap product. This is not something that you would order on a whim to futz around a little, but it is way more approachable and budget-friendly than the next closest comparison, like way. I'm excited to try it out because I've considered doing like limited size merch. I feel silly when I say the word merch, but I've considered doing limited size batches of merch every now and then, probably utilizing some of my embroidery artwork that, like, you know, I can't part with the original piece unless someone's willing to compensate me for 500 hours of labor. This could be a way for me to design and print those items myself rather than having to contract a whole separate company, which I love because that just seems like it's gonna streamline the process a lot. And probably make it more affordable because a lot of times when you work with a separate company, you're required to order like a certain minimum amount, and that can be rather large. But if I'm printing stuff myself, I can make however many I want, even if it's just 10. So let's lay out everything they sent me, because y'all, they sent me a lot. Thank you, eufyMake. This is glorious and lightly overwhelming right now, but I'm excited. We will get it all set up, we'll talk about how everything works, and we'll try some stuff. First up, we've got the printer itself, which comes with some accessories like safety goggles, an air filter, power adapter, and the standard flatbed. We also have a cartridge set, which includes the 6 cartridges needed to print and a cleaning cartridge kit. Next, they sent me the rotary attachment. This is what allows you to print on round objects like tumblers. We've then got the laminator and its accessories, which I know from research is necessary for printing stickers, but also like, I'm just so freaking over the moon to now own a laminator. I feel so powerful. eufyMake also sent me 3 extra printer cartridge sets, plus a whole bunch of items to print on, which is just so nice of them. We're gonna go nuts trying out everything, y'all. But before we can print anything, we first need to set this up and run some tests. And this is why I so appreciate their quick start guides. Not just this one, but also the very clear and thorough online videos that you can access. I have removed all of the items that came inside the printer, and now we can install the 6 ink cartridges in the top here, and then the cleaning cartridge in the side. I'm fascinated that a cleaning cartridge is a thing. Like, let's be real, I don't fully get the inner machinations of this printer, but that does seem like it'll make it last longer, right? Next, we put the air filter up here in front, and y'all, this has been delightfully easy and straightforward so far. Grand! We just gotta plug it in, and then we're onto the software side of things. We got a green light. That seems good. It sings. I've downloaded the app on my phone. It's actually the same app as the 3D printer used. You just choose which one you want to use now. And we need to connect the printer to the app. So add printer, it's a UV. Hello, wireless. It's immediately there, awesome. Device added. Name your printer. I should name it something fun. I don't know, don't question it. I had a baked potato for lunch. It's on the mind. So the first thing that we're gonna do is device initialization is what the app is telling me. I think that's just a series of tests to make sure everything is ready to go and right. I didn't put the adhesive mat on, so we've already failed. Okay, you're supposed to put this on first. Ooh, we have a check mark. All right, that's the initialization. So now it's prompting me to do a test print, and it said I can tear this off. There it is. So they gave us some magnets to do a test print on. I believe a 3D test. Start now. Okay, so now it knows exactly what the item is, or like what size it is, how tall it is, where it is, and you just have to line up your image on the app. Simple enough. And then I think we hit start print. All right, there we have it. That's so cool. You can see how it built up the texture on there. And the printing looks great. It's very clear. Colors are all distinct. It's really cool how the 3D texture catches the light. Well, that's all for their beginning tests, just to get used to using the machine. So now we gotta do some tests of our own, AKA print a bunch of stuff. Yay! I started by playing around in the app some more. They have a bunch of elements you can use to create your own design, layering graphics and adding text. You can also go to their Explore page and find projects and designs to choose from, then edit them to match the item you're printing on. Now that I've tested a few things in the app though, I wanted to move over to the Make It Real Studio on my computer just because it's a little easier to access my files and edit on a larger screen. I have terrible eyesight. I dug up a photo of my Beauty and the Beast embroidery and tried printing it on a phone case with a raised relief. And that turned out pretty dang awesome. It's way more textured and raised than I thought it would be, but there's two different options. There's like the relief option and the texture option, and I think the relief one is like even more raised. So it took a little bit to print because it had to layer so much on there, but it is really cool. I like that even so small, if you look close up, you can still see the lines of my stitching. Like honestly, I thought printing it this small would kind of erase the fact that it was originally an embroidery, but it's like the little signs of it are still there. I want to try the rotary attachment now, because honestly, being able to print on mugs and cups and tumblers and stuff is probably one of the coolest things to me. So again, we've got a quick start guide to tell us how to do it. Slide to the left. Ha-ha! Okay, now we slide to the right. Locked. I'm gonna do this tumbler. Take off the lid. Cup opening facing left. Is it literally just like that? Is it that simple? That seems too simple. Drag the slidable strut. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's in there. I am gonna assume that I just did that right, and let's print something. Okay, so it already knew that this is a skinny tumbler without me ever even doing anything, and then I just have to tell it that it's this shape, no handles. Oh, because it levels it out. That's cool. Okay, so now I can put my image on there. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's print it. Y'all, look how good that looks. It goes on so nicely. Yeah, this is fun. This is pretty cool. All right, last thing that I want to try today is printing stickers, because then we gotta break out that laminating machine. Woo! So we do need to switch back to the other bed, and then there's more steps to this. So I'm trying to follow the instructions, but you got this paper that you line up on the accordingly sized bed. And then it said that you peel off this film. 'Tis sticky, so you know, that seems right, I think. This goes back in. Okay, and it specifically said that you have to switch the ink mode to sticker. Otherwise, I think we're good. Okay. Oh, I cut them off a little bit. Good to note for later, I need to make them smaller so they don't get cut off on top. That's on me, but not bad for a practice round. So this part's not sticky anymore. This part still is. And they're so bright and clear, like way brighter than when I ordered some stickers of these a long time ago. Let's break out the laminator. Okay, we plug it in, we turn it on. Good morning. So we pull this out, close that again. It says all you have to do is put this on here and slide it in, and it goes automatically. Wow! Coming out the other side. Can you tell I've never used a laminator before and I'm very interested? Press the heating button. Boink! If I'm reading the instructions correctly, I'm pretty sure you literally just feed this in. Let's try it. Seems right. We slice. Ta-da! I did just laminate in a giant dog fur. Oh lordy, such is life. Okay, so then we can cut them down to a nice size via slicey dicey thing. I do love me a slicey dicey thing, y'all. Sticker with dog fur. It's a specialty item. Limited edition. Okay, is there a learning curve to sticker making? Is that what we just learned here? Yes, but that wasn't a bad first try. I mean, the machines did great. It was operator error. Let me stick one on something. That's what I want to see here, is what they're like as actual stickers. I mean, the white here is just the backing. The extra sticker around the image itself is clear, which I think looks really good with this. Ooh, and like it's nice and thick. It feels very sturdy. This does not feel like a flimsy sticker. It doesn't feel like something that could rip easily. I'm gonna stick it on this candle, because why not? Yeah, that's a good sticker. Ooh, very sticky, but peels back off fairly easily. I really like that. Definitely gonna be making some more stickers. So that's kind of like the testing that I wanted to do, and it is now getting late, so I'm gonna pause for today. But I have an actual thing that I wanted to make for the house, and we're gonna do that tomorrow. Take it away, tomorrow me. It occurred to me last night that the doodles that I've been doing lately would be great for this, like great for making stickers and stuff. So I printed them on a few stickers and some magnets to see what it would look like, and I really like these. This is so cool. I did a much better job on the stickers, did it properly this time. And yeah, I think it's super fun. But on to the thing that I specifically wanted to do with this. One of the things they sent me is coasters, our coasters. And I have been wanting some coasters for the guest bedroom. This is for that one person who freaked out about me putting the coffee cup on the dresser without a coaster. I'm kidding, I was gonna do this regardless, but you can pretend it's for you. So I wanna make 4 coasters to go in the guest bedroom, which means we can switch out the mini flatbed in here with the big one so that we can print all 4 of them at once, which is super handy. So far I've only been doing multiples when it comes to stickers because, you know, you don't want to waste part of the sheet of film or whatever. But yeah, it can print multiple things, at least flat things, all at the same time, which makes it faster. Not that it prints faster, but you only have to go through the prep process once. So just like we did for the rotary thing, we just have to unlock this, take it out, and then this one goes in like this. And we relock. So this is how, despite it only being this big, it can print way bigger things. As long as it can fit in this way, it'll go back and forth and, you know, keep printing. So I think I saw like skateboard decks can be printed in here. People were printing mats and stuff, yeah. So I think I should redo a print test on here. I don't know if I should, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And now I can lay out my 4 coasters. Just do them right in the center and head back to the computer. So I took a photo of the wallpaper in the guest bedroom and then cropped it into a circle. We will take a snapshot so we can see where the coasters are lined up. And I think while that's happening, I can go ahead and duplicate this. Now we can shrink each one down to perfectly match our coaster. I suppose I could have just duplicated one when it was the right size. Okay, there we go. It would be cool to see 3D texture on this, but also that would be very impractical for, you know, putting cups on top. So we're just gonna do them flat, which means we can start a print task. That is the noise that we want. Begin! There she goes. There we have it. Matching coasters. Look at that. It's so cool. Let's go put them in the room. Okay, I'm gonna play around a little bit more with things. I wanna try making some more mugs with maybe some of the doodle designs, but I'll come back to you with some results. I rearranged the living room so my printers could have a semi-permanent spot. Woo! Also made a corner for my random tubs of childhood belongings, cause who doesn't have a ton of childhood belongings in tubs sitting around in their living room? This is lovely though, a nice dedicated space, and this is completely unrelated, but I just have to show you what I did with the other corner because I like it. Ta-da! It's so pretty! I had so much fun rearranging this shelf again. This used to be in the background of all my videos in our last house, but since then it's just kind of been in the corner in this living room. And it was so nice to make it pretty again. I should do like a second channel video that's just a tour of this shelf, because I like it. Anyway, none of that had anything to do with this video. This also has nothing to do with the video, but he's being cute and sulky. Look at your little chin on your paw. So I played around with a whole bunch of stuff on here and definitely had a few operator errors, especially with the cups and mugs and stuff. It can be a little hard to line up your design if you're trying to cover the entire white space, which, like, of course, I was like, let's try to cover the whole thing. Just because with all of the flat items, you get an actual photograph of the item you've put on the tray, whereas with the round items, you just get a measurement. So you can't see from the measurement where the, where are they? Where the silver parts of the cup were as opposed to the white parts. So you just kind of have to do that measurement on your own. But honestly, that's something that like maybe they'll update in the software eventually. I don't know. I also had some alignment issues that were completely my fault. Because, you know, as usual, I didn't read enough instructions. So I had switched the bed between the mini bed and the standard bed and the rotary bed like several times, trying different stuff. And then I was printing a magnet and I was like, why is that so off? Like, it was lined up perfectly in the studio. And finally went and read some instructions, and it was like, hey, every time you switch the bed, you need to do a camera calibration. So I recalibrated the camera, and then everything was back to being perfectly lined up. Read instructions, who would have thunk it? I think the raised relief that I did on this magnet of my laidwork embroidery pattern looks so cool. It worked really well in this. Like, that's just such a cool magnet, and that's, you know, my design and my embroidery, so it's really cool to see in this form. That's probably one of my favorite pieces. And I should do more of the 3D texture on the magnets because I did a lot of stickers with my doodles and they look really cool. The stickers look awesome. But I think that those doodles would also do some really cool 3D variations. I think the texture that could be done with that would look really cool and would feel super cool. So I did some flat magnets, but I should really go back and try some raised texture magnets with those as well. Overall, I'm just super pleased with all of these. Oh, I made a giant sticker on accident. Not really on accident, just once again, I was having a little bit of trouble visualizing size. So now I have a giant sticker of the Beauty and the Beast thing, but oh my god, it looks great. Like, real nice quality, man. And at this size, you really can see all of my stitches. So that's another thing. They sent me a bunch of wall art pieces, like canvas, metal, and wood. You can print on all three of those. So printing my embroidery pieces this big on an actual wall art piece could be really cool. Maybe I should do the French dispatch one. It is impressive how well the ink cures onto this stuff. Like, I was sitting here scratching it with my nail and there's no reaction to it, you know? It's definitely on there super well. I set this on here backwards. I'm really impressed with the vast variety of products that this can print on. And also the size of stuff. You can do so many multiples at once. You can do fairly big stuff, but like, this is not a huge, huge machine. You know, it's honestly about the size of a sewing machine. Granted, heavier. It is pretty heavy. And then the software was honestly really easy to use. Like, if we're being honest, way easier than 3D printing. So if we look at those original, like, why this was industrial use kind of issues, expensive, big, and complex technologically speaking, this really is solving all of those. Again, it's not a cheap product, but it is way more affordable, and it's something an at-home small business could actually invest in. It's not taking up that much space. Like, this is not bad at all, but still able to print a large variety of things. And yeah, it was not complex technologically. It was fairly simple to use. The most trouble that I had was lining up round items. Round items. It has been awesome to try out, so I'm just really glad that eufyMake sponsored this video so that I could do all of this. Right now, eufyMake is crowdfunding the E1 on Kickstarter with an offer of 25% off. That's pretty significant savings that won't be available once the product is officially launched in July. The basic printer plus ink bundle starts at $16.99, but there are also other discounted bundles with various attachments available. Everything will be shipping out in mid-June 2025, when that campaign and the juicy discount ends. If being able to print your designs and artwork onto products right from the comfort of your own home is something that you've been considering, hoping for, dreaming of, then this is an incredible opportunity to get started. Click the link in the description to check out eufyMake's E1 personal UV printer for yourself and get that discount. I'm also going to be doing a little giveaway of some of these items that I printed. I will put them on screen so you can see which ones, because I haven't really decided which ones yet. There's a Google form in the description if you want to enter that giveaway. You just have to fill it out. It will ask for a name. It doesn't have to be your real name. I just need something to metaphorically pull out of a hat. It'll ask for your email. I'm not saving those. I'm not selling them. I just need to be able to contact the winner. And you'll be able to choose if you want to be entered for all of the items or for only specific ones. The form and the giveaway as a whole will be open for 1 week starting with the release of this video, and then I will be contacting the winners via email the following week. Shipping is free and open internationally, so anyone can enter. Big thanks to eufyMake for sponsoring this video and allowing me to try out UV printing for myself for the first time. I had a lot of fun playing around with it. If y'all have any suggestions for specific designs or product types that you would be interested in those limited size merch drops, ooh, merch, let me know. I am excited to keep working with this and to make some more stuff. I have a lot of spit. Mr. Sweet Potato. Don't mind me, there's a lot happening.